This is apparently why he came back from Blue Skies, because he was over there promoting King of Kings, and everyone on Blue Sky was getting mad because he's promoting Jesus, because that movie's about the death and resurrection of Jesus.
Well, it's also based on a Charles
King
Dickens
of Kings.
book.
Oh, King of Kings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It's Charles Dickens explaining it to his kids. That's the premise of the movie.
But
That's
yes,
the
we
animated
had
one, right?
Angel Studios.
From Angel Studios. Yeah, the
Right.
original. They did a movie of it years ago with like what's his face, Yul Brynner, I think was in it. Who was it? I'm thinking of. Is that who was or who? Who was in it? Oh no.
Hey, Jesus is doing pretty well in the box office right now. I mean, there's like 3 Jesus movies like in the top 10. So
I find it funny that
Really?
Snow White's been just absolutely pounded by Jesus movies.
no pun intended.
It's almost like heavenly divine judgment coming for Rachel Zegler.
It's the ghost
No, I
of
was
Walt
mixing it up with-
Disney. It's
I
the
was
ghost
mixing
of
it up.
Walt Disney that's like, no, bitch. This is not what's gonna go.
Have you seen her
No.
lately? She's been looking rough, man.
Yeah.
I haven't. No.
She's been looking like a homeless woman. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Pull it up. I want to see it.
And she was walking her dog in New York, and she just looks rough, man. She's probably not. I think finally maybe reality has hit her that she's not this giant star that people love that can just get away with anything.
Wah, wah.
Well, she looks like life just beat the hell out of her.
It
I
did.
mean, it's just been a rough couple of weeks for her, man. Everybody is making fun of her.
I mean, they haven't announced it yet, but I'm almost sure that her agent has dumped her already.
I heard she was going to something big. Tom, what did we hear? It was
She's doing a Vita.
recently. Is that what
Broadway.
she's doing?
Oh, it's not even on Broadway. It's in London, I
Don't
think.
cry for
Yeah, it's
me,
like just a play. It's a play.
Yeah.
The truth
That's where she's
is
going to
I
be for a long
never
time,
left
is
you.
theater. Well, she'll thrive in theater. She can go over there and be a diva. She can be the top diva in whatever play she's in. And, I mean, she has a good singing voice.
I would never pay any money to see anything she's in. Ever.
You know what though? Here's the thing: you wouldn't, Demian, but Broadway people are weird. Like musical people are weird. Like they'll pay to see her. Like she's their people. You know what I mean? But she's done with movies. Like cinematically, she's done.
Yeah,
No, I've
she's
been
kind of
saying
box
this-
office poison. I've heard she's
been s-
blacklisted.
I've been saying this for a few weeks. Like she'll go away, do some plays for a while. She'll pop up again in a few independent movies down the road here. She'll do a few interviews with like People or Vanity Fair, somebody like that. She'll throw Disney under the bus, although it might happen a little sooner than that. I heard some rough rumors that she was thinking about fucking going after Disney for throwing her
Yeah,
under
actually,
the bus.
I've been hearing those too. I've been
Have
hearing
you
those-
really?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is some actual gravity to that then, because
I don't want to.
Yeah,
Don't make me root for Disney.
I know, right? Because it's like it's funny because when I talked about it, I said the funny thing is she'll go after them, and what's going to hurt her is going to help Gina's case, right? Because they gave her a bunch of leash to just kind of run rampant, and then because everybody's talks about the shit she started with, it's like, oh no, Disney was all on board with that early stuff. If you go back and read that kid who's the producer of the kid of the producer who outed all this shit, he flat out says the moment this shit went off the rails is when she posted on that trailer Free Palestine, when she knew goddamn well that was going to cause a huge disturbance in the force because of Gal Gadot, right? So that's where this whole thing set off. So like it's the same kind of a scenario. It's a political thing, but frankly, I don't think she's going to have any ground to stand on because they gave her a ton of leeway. They didn't fire her like they fired Gina Carano.
Well, that's the
Right,
thing. They never fired her.
Yeah, exactly. So like she's gotten she can try and argue that they destroyed her career, but it's like, bitch, you've never been in a successful movie besides Hunger Games.
I don't think that's what she's arguing. Isn't what she's arguing like that they didn't promote her, or that because they pulled the promotion for Snow White or whatever because of
Yeah,
her beef with
she's
Gal?
arguing that, and she's arguing the fact that they didn't quote unquote protect her.
That basically, and not only that, that they're kind of throwing her under the bus now.
Protect her from what? Oh,
from criticism.
From you, Flash, from us.
Yeah, from
We're
criticism.
the boogeyman. Boogeyman
They didn't protect her from herself, Flash. That's what.
Yeah.
All right, let me play a little bit of this. I haven't watched this whole thing. I wanted to get into where they start talking about Mark.
Ghost town because you chased all the normal people off. Not that I don't think there were.
Yeah,
a
no,
lot
people
of,
tried to go over there, and if
They
and
tried.
if you don't have the right opinion, they cause you trouble, and it's not growing to the way they wanted it to, and so they're all like, okay, quick, hurry up and take back over.
Yeah, Blue Skies, it's done. Even Rob Reiner came back, I think, didn't he?
I don't think he ever left X.
Did he? He didn't?
Maybe not. I don't know. Some of them that claim they were leaving never really did, but a lot of the
King
lefties
came
have
back.
kind of.
Yeah,
he
Stephen King came back. Yeah. Mark's
Well
back
done.
now. He's like one of the bigger ones.
I don't know. I've
Yeah,
had
and
a
like
lot of
his
them.
first tweet was like Trump hate.
I know.
Yeah.
I
If
went
I'm
on there and
not
posted that Trump cry about it, buddy.
It's
Yeah,
like
if I'm not.
the funniest part is that it's like what Star Wars Celebration right now. Like he could come back and like just be like, be a little humble and like just post something about Star Wars. But instead he's like, I hate Trump. It's like, okay.
Right?
We
Why
all
are you
know.
posting about Well, no one's talking. Not even a lot of people know that Celebration is going on.
Now, is this a rumor or is Mark Hamill really an alcoholic?
I think he's an alcoholic.
Obviously,
You'd know better than I would.
I'm pretty sure he.
You know what's
probably- at
weird? I
least-
don't know much about Mark Hamill. Like
Did you see that video of him like at that award show and his pants fell down?
Oh, that was great.
Oh
That was
my
I
amazing.
have
God,
never
yeah.
heard a good story about him.
That was
Really?
up.
I
But
mean,
here's
I've heard
the
a lot of
thing, in
shitty
all-
things about
In all
it.
fairness, man, at these award shows, everybody's lit up like that. That's just the way it is.
True, but I've never seen anybody's pants fall down at a podium.
No, I've never seen that. No.
That's
Not
the first
even
time.
Harvey Weinstein.
He's
And in
getting
a way,
some
I kind of felt
support
bad
now.
for him just because I felt like he, I don't know, maybe he wasn't drunk. Maybe he's just an old man and forgot to bring his belt. I don't know.
Dude is like 10 or 15 years younger than Harrison Ford, yet looks 10 or 15 years older than him.
Yeah, Mark looks rough.
It's all the hate.
Yeah.
He has so
Well,
much
first of
hate.
all, I don't know if he was drunk when he got in his accident. but
Harrison
he got
only
in
looks
that
bad
accident when
because he
was
keeps
young.
crashing his planes.
Well, yeah. Well, Harrison crashes planes.
How is he
Luke-
alive? How is he still alive?
I don't know. He's crashed
Because he's
two
stoned all the
planes.
time.
Yeah, it's because he's stoned.
Yeah, but crashing planes?
It's the,
Remember the one?
He's
Remember
crashed-
the one he landed on? Well, remember the one he landed on the golf course and he got out and he's like, "Sorry."
Wait, how many times has he crashed? I thought he only
Like
crashed
3 or
once.
4 times now. I think
That's crazy.
maybe
This
only
is true
2. but-
too. This is true too.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's Mark has so much hate. Like literally, the first thing he says, he's like, "I hate Trump."
This is his
you
first
could say
tweet after
anything
months.
else.
So wait, why did he leave the liberal platform he was on? Like, what happened?
Because
with that?
they're putting it together that it was because he tried to promote King of Kings over there,
The left
and
hates
because it's a
Christianity.
Jesus movie, yes, they
Yeah.
hate it, and because of that, they're like, the world doesn't need more Jesus. Mark, hold on, let me play a little bit more.
Correct.
I
Well,
love,
it's not
I
going
love
to
when they
work.
turn on themselves.
Oh, this should be good. I have to look at the comments on
What?
this. He's promoting King of Kings, which you said.
I
he
know,
was-
which it was interesting to me that he's going to be in King of Kings.
I am sure they love it on Blue Sky. Let's look
They
at
got
these
big
He's a
comments.
names.
voice actor.
Incredibly disappointing, Mark. Making a movie specifically tailored to tell kids the watered down version of the Bible just to pull them into the cult. That's pretty effed. Mark, buddy, what the fuck?
That's like why he
Oh,
did that to
no.
X.
Oh, interesting. Jesus is awesome. It's the many hypocrites in America who claim to be followers but do the opposite who are the problem.
Suffer,
I wouldn't
Hamill.
disagree with that. I think that's actually a good assessment.
Yeah, but they
Um,
also think that it means that it's acceptable to do a lot of other things that necessarily isn't the case either. You know what I mean?
Here it
But
is.
Jesus would have been a lot nicer about a lot of things.
Here it is. Laura for the people. It's a tough time to see something like this featured prominently by someone I deeply admire and respect. My family is queer and trans. We have been severely
no.
othered by the growing Christian nationalist movement. I'm certain
Well,
you and
wait
other-
till I tell about other religions that don't,
I know,
don't
right?
like them either. But you
Wait till
guys
she
always
learns
blame it
about
on-
Muslims.
Oh no.
I love that all these like hardcore leftists and LBGT people think like you can tell they have no idea what they're talking about when they start talking about. Did you see that? There's a video. I'll play it in a minute. This guy like going crazy. He's queer, and he's going on about how great the Quran is and how it speaks to him.
Christians.
Is this why he's coming back? Maybe it is. Because the movie did pretty well for a Christian movie.
It did.
It did.
It's
But you're
like
not allowed to do
$45
that.
million.
Yeah,
I think.
you know, that's the funny thing is like you make a good point there about that. Because like most of these religions that these fuckheads get behind would kill most of them for their lifestyles, right?
You can't be
Christianity
gay in
is
some
one
of
of the
these
few-
in some of these Muslim countries. They'll kill you.
They'll kill your ass. Exactly. At least
Yes, they
Christianity
will.
is all about loving the sinner and hating the sin, right? Like
Yes, 100%.
Forgiveness and shit.
forgiveness and shit. Exactly. Because I was joking about it the other day. I was like, I up and watched the movies out of order. I watched the 10 Commandments after I watched the greatest story ever told. So I watched the sequel after the prequel, evidently. So I was stupid. But yeah, it's like, yeah, Jesus, you know, when Moses came down from the mountains, it was all like, these are the rules. You follow these rules, or you're gonna get killed by God, and he's gonna be all pissed and shit. And then Jesus come around and goes, no, that's not totally true. He just wants you to love everybody and treat everybody just like you want to be treated, and just be nice to each other, and don't hate the sinner, hate the sin. You know, all that kind of shit. It's like, yeah, there were two completely different mindsets of how to.
Oh, I love how Jesus was such a hippie.
He was basically a big hippie.
I mean,
He
look
got
at
mad about the-
man.
Yeah.
Money changers in the temple. He threw the table over.
Yeah, he's all like, get rid of your money, get rid of this shit, give it all up, come walk with me in the desert.
He wore
Yeah, you're allowed-
sandals.
To do any other thing you want. You're allowed to insert anything into anything, especially if that makes some people very excited. But you are not allowed to do Christian anything. Like you're not allowed. You can do any other religion, that's fine, but you can't do Christian things because then you're just a terrible person.
I'm certain you and other artists have done positive things with your craft on this work and have reason to be proud, but I have a hard time supporting Christian messaging in film.
I got to defend Mark Hamill. All he did was take a role. Like,
Oh
he
boy, a
just
lot of
took
people
a
are set
role
off
and
about
he's
Jesus
promoting.
being a hippie. We were just goofing around, folks.
They were,
Yeah,
just,
guys.
they were just joking.
We're just joking around. Sorry, guys.
I said this the other day too. Christians also need to learn how to have a sense of humor sometimes.
But if he took a role playing a pedo, then they'd probably be applauding him. So
True. Only if it was a positive version, though.
Lord Skywalker is right. He did say to follow the law. Give unto Caesar what is his. He did say follow the law.
Until more Christians stand up for diverse peoples and follow the actual teachings of Jesus. Well,
Jesus didn't go around saying that, you know, you could be if your name's like, you know, Kevin, you could be, you know, Kelly. That's not what Jesus said.
yeah,
I'm
and
sorry,
there's-
that's a very
It's not what he said.
No, that's not what he said. I get the sentiment, but what happens?
Well, Matthew Hammond isn't paying taxes the law. I'm just saying. Follow earthly king law, and you follow God's law over theirs, though, too. I'm not the best
But he-
teacher of the Bible, like this, but I'm just saying.
I have a very complicated relationship with this particular subject. I almost went to seminary. You knew that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know how many people in the audience knew that, but you know, I think she is correct in some way, but I think people use that as a reason to hate Christians too.
Mhm.
They're like, oh, well, Christians don't act very Jesus-like or very biblical, therefore Christians and Christianity are bad, therefore the Bible's bad, therefore Jesus is
But
bad.
they're also implying that they're assuming that Jesus would agree with a lot of the stuff they do too. And it's
That
like,
is true.
Jesus would totally hang out with people. He would go where, you know, the sinners were. But his point wasn't to be like, but it's okay, you keep doing that. He would go
Right.
there because he wanted to make sure that I am the way, the truth, life. You know, you followed him and you were, you know, became Christian or well, Jewish at the time. And it's like it wasn't because he was there to say it's okay that you do that. That's not what he did. He was just very tolerant. And that's just the thing. It's like I personally believe in I have no problem with anyone. Like I don't care, you know, if you identify differently. I really honestly I don't care. I will try to respect your pronouns. I don't care. My issue is when you are
I'm
a
not gonna
complete
respect them.
asshole. That's when I have an issue. It's like, because I understand you, just because I believe in the Bible doesn't mean you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't, and you shouldn't have to just because I say it. I mean, that's your choice. But if you're an asshole, I'm sorry, God, but it's true, then I won't get along with you.
So how we get into a religious argument over Mark Hamill?
No, but it's so funny that he goes, I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, right. So we got this guy here. The last thing America needs right now is more Jesus. America is going through a de-enlightenment. Knowledge and science and fact are losing out to ignorance. And
Okay, which
opinion and
science,
lies.
though? Which science?
Well, it's actually becoming cool again because these people have demonized it so much. Like it's becoming.
It's going all the way around to rubber banding.
Yeah, it's reversing.
But also, for a while there was the big, religion versus science thing, right? But ever since these stupid motherfuckers started saying that a man could be a woman and a woman could be a man, all of a sudden the science doesn't matter anymore. So now people are going back to religion.
Well, it's worse than that in a way, Verbal, because like myself, I was raised Catholic. I was not a big fan of all that stuff, to the point where I was basically like, what would you call it, agnostic for many years of my life growing up. I didn't even really, I regrettably didn't even really raise my kid in a religious environment. Now here I am after all these years seeing all this shit, literally seeing Sodom and Gomorrah playing out in front of our own faces.
Yeah.
Right. Because for years I was one of those people that was pro-choice, live and let live kind of shit. I believed them when they said they weren't using abortions as birth control and all that kind of shit. And I don't have a problem with gay people and stuff like that. But what I do have a problem with is when they're trying to get kids involved, when they're using it as birth control, when we're gotten to the point where it has gotten to where I feel like, look, you can almost smell the sulfur at this point, right? Like this is some damnation type shit. I'm not trying to get all religious on folk, but we all need some Jesus up in here. Right? Like,
You need some Jesus up in
we
here.
need some Jesus up in here, like right about now. Like this is we're getting too far deep in, because she's right. Like Jesus was all like, yeah, love the sinner, but stop the sin. Acknowledge the sin. I'll forgive you for the sin. You are forgiven. But if you keep doing this sin, you're not going to be forgiven.
And if you're going
Right?
by the Bible, homosexuality is an actual sin. Like it says, do not lie with a man as you would a woman, right? It's like, and that's in the New Testament, not the Old Testament. So I'm sorry, it is what it is. Now, love the sinner, right? Love the person, but you don't have to agree with their lifestyle. You don't have to agree with, And I'm saying if you follow the book, right? If you're not a Christian and you don't follow it, then it doesn't apply to you. But if you're going to call yourself that, right, then it is what it is, right? I mean, not every scripture is fun. Hey, there's also another scripture that talks about not fornicating with a bunch of women either, or men. So I know some people who have a problem with that. Straight people, I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, all I know is that if we actually take the Bible as some type of historical document, and even some modern day examples, or throughout the years, the last few 100,000 years, or whatever you want to call it, every time people get together and start doing really bad shit, something bad always happens. So, like, whether it was Sodom and Gomorrah, or at the foot of the mountains when Moses came down and they were all in shit with that cow and everything, whenever, all the way up to the hippie movement shit, like what was the look, I've gotten to the point where you start to look back on history and you start to wonder, wasn't a lot of these diseases and other venereal things like punishment for the lifestyle that some people were living? I don't know, but it sure is odd.
But
and here we are at a point where we've gone way past just a couple of guys living together, peacefully.
But bring us back to Mark Hamill for a minute. So what did he think was going to happen when he came back to X? Did he think
it was all going to blow over?
What do you think? Okay, I have this movie to promote, you guys. You want to go watch it? Like, what?
Well, maybe he thought because it's about Jesus that people are going to be like, yeah, welcome back, Mark. Well, we like your Jesus movie. I don't know.
Has he even talked about the movie since he's been back?
No, the only tweet he did was, I hate Trump.
On Blue Sky, he was promoting it.
That's wild.
Which was his first mistake, because that is a hardcore leftist platform. I mean, it's worse than old Twitter. Remember old Twitter? Remember how bad it was for a while? Like you could get banned for giving someone a wrong pronoun.
Oh yeah.
And I know that was a thing because I got somebody banned for misgendering me.
I'm just going to share my screen so you can see
Renfamous. I got Renfamous and SJW Spider-Man banned for like 2 days because I put they, them in my profile. And
that's basically what Gina got canceled for, like the beep bop boop, man.
Boop,
yeah, that was crazy.
I put they them in my profile, and then I was like, they misgendered me, and they would get banned. They got banned for like 4 days. Oh, that was fun. That was really funny.
You know, those were crazy
I
times.
used their shit against them.
That's his like first tweet back.
Yeah, there's my tweet right under him. It's doing pretty good too. I'm not gonna ratio him. Yeah, there it is. Oh, retard finder. I like that account.
Yeah, it's a funny account.
Here's your binky. Everyone's dunking on him. 'Cause he
Good.
said he was never going to come back. He was never coming back. He's done
They
with this
always
hateful
say that
platform.
about everything. They always say that, and they always come back.
I love how he's become Jake Skywalker in real life.
I know, right?
It
Sad.
really has. I put the Yoda gif, like hate, fear turns into anger, anger leads to hate, because he's like, he's just hating. That's all he does is hate now.
But he came all the way back just to hate again.
Yeah.
He's
So,
just like Emperor Palpatine. He's doing all these tariffs.
and there's actual Star Wars stuff going on right now, so he could like be like, "Oh, I'm so excited for Hayden Christensen," or like, there's just so much stuff that he could come back and tweet, but instead he was like, "I hate Trump."
Well, I'm surprised he hasn't done that yet, because there's actually some nerds trying to do that shit with the whole. See, the Star Wars prequels knew how bad tariffs could be, trade tariffs could be.